Yeah, you're
Oh, hey,
live.
hey,
We're
hey.
live.
Good evening. I keep waiting for to hear something. Hi, welcome to the Madness Collective. I am Kristen. My co-host is Antoine. Antoine, say what's up.
Hey.
Our guest co-host is Danielle Lewis is back tonight. Hi, Danielle.
Hey, y'all.
I love your hat.
Yeah, I
I'm on
do.
my Cowboy Carter era.
Don't let Erica Badu see you wearing it.
Oh, Lord.
I got my Levi's t-shirt
Oh,
on.
nice.
So,
Nice. And I'm just a light skinned.
And my
Oh, excuse me. Wait. Oh, okay.
yes,
Okay.
Antoine, you just a light skinned what now?
I'm just a light skinned African tonight. Even though this shirt is from Kmart.
Yeah, I'm still in Texas and I'm actually in a hotel room tonight. So that's why this is. Hey, what's up, Callum? Hi. I just love our militia people. Y'all so great. Hey, Lisa. Okay, so I actually do not have a real intro tonight because crazy day. And we'll just say more Cowboy Carter as evidenced by Danielle and our outfits. And Trump needs to be muzzled and in handcuffs. So there you go. All that more on this episode of the Madness Collective. Woo! So before we actually get started, I again like to talk to y'all about madness stories. So saw this tweet called the youngers, as I call them, have discovered Mad Dog 2020.
Chris, I just want you to be aware of this. Your video is trash in that hotel. Danielle has to be seeing this. She has to be seeing it as well. Does she look really pixelated?
It is very pixelated.
Yeah. I just want you to be aware of it on rewatch because if you're in a hotel, there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, what's sad is it is my Procam. I mean, it's my webcam is connected, so I don't know.
Oh, no. Okay. This has nothing to do with your hardware. This is an internet connection issue because you're in a hotel. So I'm just making you aware of it. Nothing you can do about it.
No, it's fine. I'm trying to take. I can't move this other screen. Lord help me, Jesus.
And it just slightly improved. Yeah.
It'll get better. We're manifesting a perfect internet.
Oh, they said you in Texas and you holding.
Texas.
Oh,
this ain't
Texas.
Disappeared.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't no Wi-Fi.
Oh,
the internet's going down.
Yeah, we've been lucky because let me see, Danielle, are you on a laptop?
I am on a laptop.
Yeah, yours is pretty good.
I was gonna have the problem.
Yeah. But you know, Carmen Sandiego over here, you never know where the fuck she broadcasting from. Live from Atlantis, bitch.
Right. We should just play a game.
Oh my goodness.
She's in Texas. Ain't no Wi-Fi.
Oh, you know what? While she gone, oh man, since it's three of us, what she just her screen just gonna be missing. Let me pull this up real quick. I was gonna do it later. I'm probably gonna pull it up again after more people are in the chat. But Danielle, you sent this shit to us. You're crazy ass.
Wait, which one?
You gonna see it in a second. Wait a minute. The screen go change. Okay, that's three. No, that's you. And that's the three. Oh, it's this one here. Have y'all seen this? Oh my God.
I laughed so damn hard at this thing.
I did too.
Because why are we like this?
But what's great, what's genius about it is they don't really look alike, but they found a picture where they look enough alike for the joke to catch, and it's pure genius.
It's pure, and why no one ever thought of it before.
Yes.
Everything was for a reason. We just gonna call her Gabrielle Confederacy. so her name don't show up in the algorithms.
Oh my God. At any rate.
It's just perfect.
It really is. Let me see here. I'm gonna put us back on
All right.
2. We gonna put 2 on here until she.
So, if you've listened to Cowboy Carter, drop in the chat. What's your fave so far? And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you. I'm about to jump screens and it's gonna look messed up for a second, but it'll fix in a moment. Give me 1 second. Both. Yes.
Yeah, Chavez, Gabrielle Union did comment, and she was like, "I've been laughing for the last 15 minutes." So she was laughing at it.
Oh, was that Crescent back?
What?
Oh, Crescent is back. Let me go back to the 3. Oh, that's much better.
I had a song for you, Crescent. Did you hear it?
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. But my song was, "This ain't Texas. Ain't no Wi-Fi. Internet's going down, down, down."
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness.
Stick around, round. Yes. There you go, Cal.
I love it with the notes. I got like, y'all, I don't have all that experience with the little thingamajigs. I mean, that must be a microphone on her phone. Oh, Jesus. It's finna be one of them days. It's already been one of them weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. We're just going to keep on rolling.
And you know what?
Somebody give me a song.
I'm getting some feedback not feedback, but your audio is choppy.
It's choppy. Am I going to have to go to the...
I don't know. It depends on if the viewers if it's not problematic for the viewers, it doesn't bother me. I can hear you. It's just, it sounds like the audio is chopping up. You know what? Let me plug in a cable because I've been using Wi-Fi because it's just been working. It's been crystal clear. Let me plug in a cable just to make sure it's not happening on my end. I'll be right back.
Okay. Can you all hear me okay? Or is my Wi-Fi audio choppy? Please comment and let me know if I sound like a robot or I'm underwater. Much better. I didn't do anything, but okay. So, all right. Crescent's reentry sounded mad whimsical. She's in Texas. Ain't no Wi-Fi. Stick around, round, 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 round. Sorry to subject y'all to my horrible singing.
Oh my God. Yeah, when I looked at the show flow, I was like, God damn, it's 7 Beyonce articles on here.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of activity.
There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. There's a lot. Well,
let me think here. While she is doing her thing, you just talk about the album because you're the biggest Beyonce fan on this panel today. So, go for it.
Yes, I cannot stop listening. I agree with Rolling Stone rating it a 10 out of 10 or 100 or whatever it is. Sonically, this album, the storytelling is superb. Like, it's a story that she's telling, and you have to like really listen to it and not just like surface kind of listen to it. But if you really listen to it, first time you might not catch it. The second time you might, oh, I see where she's going here. But vocally, Beyonce, the vocals, the harmony, the things, the girl. I was trying to find a song that was meh, but I can't find a song that's meh because even if I think one is meh, then the second time I listen to it, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what she's doing there. Yeah. And I love it because I'm a person who loves all music. Literally, I do love all genres of music, and I've always hated labels and like people sticking to their certain genres, and I've always gone for artists who blend and cross genres, and that's always been a issue for like radio play and labels, which always just really bothered me because there have been a lot of artists that they're like, and the artists have said, the label claimed, oh, I didn't know where to put them. So for Beyonce to say, fuck the label, and then what's his name, John Baptiste, who worked on American Requiem, said that he's really proud of it and he hopes that his work helps to dismantle the genre machine, because that's a conversation that he's been having with another person I think who co-wrote or co-produced it, and that's just I just love that. I just love dismantling the genre machine. I hope it happens, because it's about time. Prince has been doing it for many years.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Artists, like, when people are like they don't know where to put our, even Lenny Kravitz had that problem where they're like, we don't know where to put you. We don't know how to market you. It's rock, for God's sake. I don't know what's not clicking here. But because he's black, you don't know where to put him. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's bad. You back with us, Crescent?
Maybe. Does my sound terrible?
No, we can hear you. Like I said, I would just go with what you have. You just go look like, a ghost in the shell, but we can hear you. That's good enough. Yeah, and
what's happening is
wait, hold on a second. Danielle, they are getting some crackling in your audio. Just letting you know. It's
okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's causing any of that. I'm plugged in, so it's not a connection problem on this end. So, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, Crescent. It's the night from hell.
Good times.
Good times. We gonna work through it though.
The crackling isn't me.
No, that is Danielle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're fine. Look, Danielle is crystal clear visually, but she's getting some dropouts in her audio. You are pixelated visually, but your audio, while not perfect, because you're not on your regular setup, we can hear you fine. It's not choppy.
So just to let y'all know, tech-wise, or more, this is more so for Antoine. Sorry, you just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Is happening is Ecamm won't let me in while I have my microphone connected and my webcam.
Huh.
Crazy times. Anyway, hi guys.
Okay.
We were talking
about Cowboy Carter. Did we already talk about Mad Dog 2020?
No, we jumped into Cowboy Carter because I knew Danielle had tons to say about it because she's the biggest Beyonce fan here. So I said we should do that while you go. So yeah, that's what we were talking about.
So I was just saying
keep going with that.
how I love the album. I was talking about how I love the album and the dismantling of the genre machine conversation. And I'm all about that and always have been about that. And I'm a rock girl and an emo girl and a country girl and a hip hop girl and a R&B girl and a gospel girl and a pop girl. See, I love all these things. And for them to like all be together, it just does something to me. And then it was something someone said in another post that she said that her and her fiance were talking about it, and they said that they could feel the ancestors in the music, and that's why they keep crying. And I was like, that's it. You feel the ancestors in the music. Like, not her trying to emulate certain people, but you just feel like the spirit of Tina. You feel the spirit of Prince. You feel the spirit of Hendrix, and just it's just so good. And James Brown and.
I think too, I think depending on where you are on the spectrum, like if you're a diehard R&B fan, you might not get as much out of this because it blends so many different genres. And I think that's okay because you got our first four out solidly, just straight up R&B. So you can go listen to that. But I think, she tricked us a little bit because, like you said, Danielle, this is more of an amalgamation of several genres. It's not a country album. I won't say not by a stretch. There's country in there, But, you know, with the horse and the cowboys and then the first two singles, it led us to believe it was going to be a lot more of that. But I actually prefer what we ended up with here. I like it when artists experiment, because even with Renaissance, house music, even though on a global scale it's morphed into all these different things, that essentially was ours. We remember the house music we remember listening to when we were younger was still a very black music. What we got with this, people are being introduced to some shit that they weren't necessarily comfortable with, and she put it together in a palatable way that I think is genius. Especially, like I said on the last episode, this is her most vocally. She's experimented more with the vocals, but the engineering along with the layering, we have never heard her sound like this before. And who would have thought you could get?
Did you guys mention Linda's her interlude at the top of Spaghetti where she talks about genres? Did you guys mention that yet?
No,
we hadn't gotten there yet.
No.
Okay, piggybacking off of what Danielle was saying though. Well, just piggybacking off of what you were saying though about genre, and that's what I liked about her. Like Linda says, genres are funny, and that's easy to understand, but in practice, well, some may feel confined. So, you know, again, that's what you were saying. I just appreciate that she had her involved in that way, and also a couple other ways. But I like that she had that to say about it. Genres.
Yeah. So, Crescent, do you
go ahead.
You want to start from the top? Because we do have Beyonce kind of fragmented. We do have Beyonce because there's some other stuff. It's a lot of. And welcome back to Saturday Night Live, because it's a fucking joke tonight, y'all. It's a joke. Woo! My car stopped working. My car stopped working this morning. It overheated. I had to get another car. This is the week from hell. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Tony, there's some Zydeco and Yaya. There's a lot of Tina. Mm-hmm.
A lot of Zydeco and Yaya. A lot of Zydeco and Yaya. I remember I was driving when I was listening to Yaya, and I said, no, this nigga did not invoke the Beach Boys.
Yes.
I caught that real quick. And, you know, in one of the reviews that we're probably going to talk about if Crescent ever returns, it's not a good review of that. There she is. Let me see. Okay.
It's not a good review of that song. That one. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they weren't crazy. And what's funny is the review is shading the album while celebrating it at the same time. They do make note of the lush vocals on the album, which, I mean, that's undeniable. Because today, musically today, they dumbed down the vocals, particularly for the radio singles. And, I mean, songs don't even have bass lines anymore. It's an 808 on everything. So, yeah, it's a nice change of pace.
We're hearing instruments.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Live instruments. People playing instruments on songs. Let's do this.
Yeah. And, you know, we might, I think, Danielle, you sent us some allusions to this. You know, maybe Solange will be on the Jolene remix. It'll be the I Shot You remix of Jolene featuring Solange.
Jolene Part 2.
Yeah, or I'm thinking of the Wizard of Oz, like when they killed the witch, but like beyond Solange is like the bitch is dead. I ain't seen it. I don't know what happened to her.
You on something.
Last time we saw that bitch, she was on the elevator. I don't know. I don't know where she at.
Solange has been kind of missing in action, and I miss her.
She has. Crescent, you okay over there? We can't hear you. We can't see you either. Oh, let me see. I might have to assign you again. Yeah. Oh, you crystal clear now.
Oh, you look good, girl.
Can y'all hear me for real?
You said like you look normal. Everything is normal.
That's because I'm on my phone.
Oh, you got an iPhone, right?
I do.
Yeah. Everything is yeah, this is
Jesus. Okay. All right then.
Yeah.
So we know
Thanks.
work.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Gossett. My god sister's watching tonight.
Which one is your god sister?
Fatima. So Bilal's my god
Fatima.
Fatima is my god sister.
Who is tapping to the possibilities?
I have no idea. I can't see. Look, I'm on my phone. This
Hey,
is a
wait,
new experience.
I know tapping to the possibilities.
Oh.
I can't.
I'm not sure. I can't
You
tell.
might want to turn the TV off.
That's my relative. I think
Thank you, Antoine. I mean, thank you, Danielle.
Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. I missed it. Where's Crescent and she's having so many issues.
Crescent's internet has gone away.
Hi guys. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. The shit I put myself through for this damn show.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So where did I come in now?
We're just gonna go back to the top of the show and go in order so that you can get your bearings and know what the fuck is going on, because you the college dropout today. We like, when she go come in, she go be gone, she go come back. So
Mess.
yeah,
Okay.
so
So Mad Dog 2020 has found the TikTokers, or TikTokers has found it, whatever, however that goes. Did y'all drink Mad Dog 2020 back in the days?
Listen, I think I made that right.
yeah, a resounding yes.
I had it one time, and that was enough. I was like, oh, this is not for me.
No, it was so. Oh, did you have a fan on?
No.
Now, all of a sudden, the audio was a bunch of noise in the background. Y'all, tonight is crazy. So, at any rate, Mad Dog 2020, the Kiwi, the one that looked like it's like nuclear power, it's the Kiwi flavor one.
Isn't that Boone's Farm? Oh, no,
No.
sorry, you're talking about
No, Mad Dog 20.
flavors.
Yeah, Mad Dog 2020. But we drank that, but then we also drank Cisco, but apparently they changed the formula on Cisco towards the end. Yeah, because it had all these phosphates in it that helped. It had something to do with people getting drunker than they should have. But
Oh, sorry.
yeah, those two in particular were just really strong.
You don't say. So, sorry, y'all. Well, there was just a couple tweets that I wanted to read from people who were remembering there. No,
I can pull it up. I'll pull up the. Oh yeah, so now. Oh, because your portrait, it just has your mouth in here.
sorry, I didn't know you had switched it.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't have to do that because I can't do. I'm scared to do shit.
Oh, because you can't see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I better just.
Yeah, that's okay. We don't.
You want me to just put it back on the other one?
Please.
Okay.
Please, thank you.
Okay.
Because I was not ready for my phone. No. I have two of the tweets. I think these tweets that I have, I didn't share with you guys. So this one dude said, on my way already. I like his handle. I was a 16-year-old, drinking age used to be 18, in New Orleans when I got lit off of Mad Dog 2020 like a grown man working the docks. I woke up with the whole neighborhood standing around me laying in the front yard. I never tried that shit again in my life. Sorry. So that was one. The other one that would have me cracking up was this guy named Mac Tadao. He said
Mac Tadao.
Yeah. First time I saw Mad Dog 2020, an old head told me to be wary of that mad dog. Wary of that mad dog. This is his spelling. I brushed it off and went on that Mad Dog 2020. When I woke up at 5:53 a.m. in a sand trap of a golf course missing one of my shoes, I heard his voice echoing in my brain, and I finally understood it.
I mean, no lies detected. It's serious stuff.
Yeah, I'm just the fact the kids are like, "Oh, what's this? Poison." Go ahead.
Well, part of it too is, as much as we like to laugh and make fun of these liquor brands from the late 80s and 90s, it is liquor that was poison put in our neighborhoods. It's all malt liquor. And malt liquor gets you I don't know how many of y'all done had Four Loko before. Four Loko, and this shit is crazy. I found it at my 7-Eleven down the street. I was like 7-Eleven carrying Four Loko, and for the 22-ounce can of Four Loko, if you don't know what you're doing with that, a can of Four Loko is 15% alcohol, and it's in the same size can as a 24-ounce Budweiser. So a Budweiser is maybe max 3.5-4% alcohol. So you're literally getting 4 times the amount of alcohol in the same container. So you really gotta know what you're doing. That shit will fuck you up. Your Thunderbird too, Jason. Yeah, like this gut bucket. Yeah, sewer. Yeah, but I actually like. I used to like the taste of Cisco. I like Cisco. My dad drank Cisco.
Oh, I don't think I actually ever had Cisco.
It's in the same family as Mad Dog in terms of having that strange aftertaste from it being so strong and being malt liquor and fruity. But yeah, if you was broke, it would get you to the place you needed to get to.
I mean, sure, but then the next day, where you at?
Yeah, you definitely having a hangover if you get drunk off Mad Dog 2020 or Cisco.
That's just gross. That's just gross.
1000%.
Okay, Cowboy Carter.
They're cheap highs.
Danielle, do you still have a heart out?
I kind of do. I mean, she's in the tub right now. So we'll see.
Okay.
Show from hell.
All right.
Cowboy. So one of the tweets that I saw was, and I couldn't do the Rolling Stone article because Rolling Stone is a paywall, so I was like, fuck it, I'm not even include the article because who cares? But the title was Cowboy Carter joins Lemonade as the only Beyonce albums to receive a perfect score of 100 from Rolling Stone, which I don't actually normally check for them because they'll have, like a list of like 200 top singers, and they'll have like Kelly Clarkson at the bottom, and I'm like, so I can't really trust Rolling Stone all the time.
But I'm gonna tell you though, the issue is at this point, these lists are meaningless. You have to compartmentalize if you want to categorize people in terms of excellence, because Kelly Clarkson is an amazing singer. Since You've Been Gone is one of the best songs ever created. It don't matter what color you are. So yeah, it's hard to do it. I mean, so does, Beyonce got a bunch of, you put Get Me Bodied on at a party and I done had some drinks in me. Don't let me be snatched. I'm probably going to take my clothes off. Shit, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. So,
I will tell you, Danielle and I and Trader Joe's will do a whole routine. No, actually, Beyonce, whoever, Prince, we'll do a whole routine.
Mm-hmm. But the thing about that list, it was pointed out that it wasn't speaking vocally about the singers. It was more like that person's impact on music.
That makes sense, because Kelly represents a strange time period, but I don't see her as being that influential on other singers. She stands on her own, uniquely talented, but in terms of somebody saying, oh yeah, I grew up listening to Kelly Clarkson, that's why I do it, as opposed to and Ariana Grande is clearly influenced by Mariah Carey. So yeah, I think that has something to do with it too. But still, you gotta get Kelly her flowers. That motherfucker can sing her ass off.
She can sing everything.
Yes.
Thank you, Danielle. She can, really, anybody. I'm like, and giving it real justice. I'm like, I can mess with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But so anyway, I just thought it was interesting though with regard to Rolling Stone and them being like, okay, yes, we fucks with Cowboy Carter the same way we fuck with Lemonade. I was like, but y'all didn't fuck with Renaissance. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it pushing. So one thing I want to mention, like, there was a bunch of articles that I included on Shelf Load because of course I did, and of course tonight is insane. That's on me. But this headline was 10 takeaways from Beyonce's new album, Cowboy Carter. I didn't. I don't know. I did not do that. Coco has not moved.
London. I was London and getting in the bath. That was the door closing.
Okay.
I was like,
anyway, let's moving on.
Yeah. Is this the header you want for this one, Crescent?
No, this one was 10 takeaways from Beyonce's new album, Cowboy Carter.
Let me see here. Cause I just put him in. Oh, that's the haters go hate. Jesus Christ, where is it at?
It's all good.
No.
It's all good.
Okay.
If you watch this, and you know. It's okay, Antoine. You don't even have to put it up.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's the next one.
Like, yeah, I can just read them.
Okay.
So one thing from this particular article, 10 takeaways from Beyonce's new album, Cowboy Carter, is in a statement soon after the release of it. She did say this. I know because we were talking initially, you guys were talking about like whether it's a country album or not, and that's actually one of the articles says it's a country album, but it's also not a country album. So That's actually in this article. But she did say that like each song on the project is its own version of a reimagined Western film. So she said she took inspiration from films like Five Fingers from Marseille, Urban Cowboy, The Hateful Eight, Space Cowboys, The Harder They Fall, which I loved, The Killers of the Flower Moon, which I refuse to watch because it's gonna make me angry. She often had the films playing on a screen during the recording process. So,
that's interesting to know.
Right. And so in this whole like 10 takeaways, it said number 3 was like it's a country album, and number 4 like, and it's also not, which is what you and I were talking about on Friday, Antoine, and what you guys were talking about as I was trying to get my shit together with my tech. Anyway, another thing I noted, first of all, I cannot stop playing Jolene. Like, I literally cannot stop playing Jolene. Like, I'm stuck there. I love it. And did you guys notice, I'm sure y'all did, but Dolly is listed as the sole lyricist on that?
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I knew she... Yeah, I knew. Yeah. Oh, well, you on Beyonce's album? Are you saying she wrote the read? Oh,
for lyricists, it's just Dolly Parton.
And so she updated it for Beyonce.
I don't know why she did like that. Go ahead.
That's probably just in her publishing deal that she gets the sole credit, because I'm pretty sure she didn't write "You're a Bird" and what did she say? I'm a Creole Banshee bitch from Louisiana. I'm pretty sure Dolly didn't write that. But "You're a Bird."
Right. Thank you, Danielle. Because maybe. I mean, yeah. Who knows? Wait, Antoine, did you say Dolly just did a rock album? Like what? A year ago?
She did last year. Yeah. Last year. I want to say she's got a duet maybe with Cher on there. Like it. I'm not sure, because that should have been an album. Just like when, like how the Grammys love it when people step outside of their comfort zone. That was part of the reason why, like Herbie Hancock.
For when they're.
Yeah, but this album, I'm shocked she didn't get nominated more for it, because it was just a lot of features on it. I think she had a song with Ozzy Osbourne on it. Like it just was completely a 180 from what you used to hearing from her, and it sounded. I mean, what I heard sounded good.
Callum just said Stevie Wonder played the harmonica on Jolene. Oh, how about that?
I did not know that.
So Dolly's listed. What'd you say, Antoine? Sorry.
I didn't know Stevie Wonder played the harmonica. Stevie, what?
That's what Callum said. I don't.
Wow.
No. So with Jolene, yeah, I agree with you, Danielle. It's probably because of how Dolly's publishing is set up. But I noticed as I was trying to get ready for the show, there was an interview she did, and they were talking about, oh my God, what's the Whitney Houston song?
I Will Always Love You.
Yeah, that Elvis wanted to record it, and everything was all set up for that to happen, right? Like they were like bet, and y'all know how crazy his manager was. So like the day, and Dolly was like, we told everybody, because of course everybody loves Elvis, this that era, whatever. She's like, everybody's ready for it. Like, this is so big, it's so dope. So the day before, his manager calls her and was like, he don't record anything that he doesn't have publishing on, so he's gonna get half. She was like, so he's not gonna record my song. Doc was like, deuces.
I mean,
Which
So-
speaks to, remember when Old Girl came out, was talking about, wanting to keep all of her publishing? It's like, Dolly just showed you. I mean, she's Dolly Parton. And Beyonce always going to put her name on a song. So she relinquished that shit for that.
Yeah.
So, but it also goes to show you, if you don't want to give away some of your publishing, you can just not.
No,
Right.
that's definitely true. You just have to and you know what, a lot of people, in retrospect, and I don't want to give this ultra positive outlook on everything. If you try hard enough, you can always win. But if you are a rising star in your craft, you probably should stand on business and be like, yeah, man, I'm not giving you any of my publishing if you feel that way. It is your choice ultimately. Nobody can take it from you. You have the right of refusal if you wrote the song. So, and clearly some people stand on that and the song becomes a hit. Because even though the definitive version of I Will Always Love You is Whitney Houston's version, that check is clearing in a parting account. Most of the profit from that is Dolly is getting it. So yeah, it's great, especially with women who don't always get all the credit they deserve for songwriting in the first place.
That part.
Right.
So last thing from this article is a recent study tracking country music programming for 2000 through 2020 revealed that only 29% of country songs played on the radio were by women artists. And of that 29%, 0.01% were Black women. So for like a 20-year time period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I'm going to jump to the Blackbird because Danielle, you were talking about this a lot in the chat on Friday. And I don't think we really...
Perfect lead-in.
Right.
So speaking of those 0.01% of Black female country artists, Beyonce featured 4 other women who are rising country stars. Tanner Adele, who has the song Buckle Bunny. That's my jam. I play it every day. I'm a Buckle Bunny. Y'all need to go and download that and stream it. It hits.
Okay.
So there's Tanner Adele, Brittany Spencer. Brittany Spencer is brilliant. She's a little more traditional sort of country, like more Dolly area. And then there's Raina Roberts. She's good too. She's a little more country rock, a little hip hop ish in there somewhere. She has a song "He Gonna Be a Problem." That's a good one. And then Tierra Kennedy. Listen, I've been listening to the country girls, okay? And then
Well, I'm immediately
in there.
in my head. I'm immediately replacing "he gonna be a problem" with "that nigga gonna be a problem." That's what I'm reading the title as.
Danielle, just go ahead and send me that Spotify link, okay? It's just
Well, it's funny because when Beyonce, dropped the singles and people were talking about, basically this 0.01% of Black female country artists. There was one, I think it's Femmit Ford is her handle. And I was, because I don't have Spotify. Well, I do have Spotify, but I use Tidal. And I was like, girl, send me that link because she said I made a Spotify playlist. So I'll send that to you.
Nice.
But I made my own Tidal one, yeah. If anyone else wants to DM me, I'll send it to you.
That's awesome.
So just to the origins of Blackbird, for those who did not know, and I'm sad to say, I think I knew a long time ago and completely forgot about it. And again, I think you probably mentioned this in the chat on Friday, Danielle, but just to repeat it. So Paul McCartney penned it as a tribute to the Little Rock Nine, which again, as a reminder, folks, this is the kids who were desegregating Little Rock High School in 1957. Remember the governor of Arkansas at the time sent the National Guard to stop these kids from going to school because racist. And then the president sent in federal troops. I'm sure he was pressured into that because that was a bad look. Okay, shit was going down in Little Rock, and it was like, okay, what are we doing? So Paul said he was inspired by the call of a blackbird while he was in India. He said, I'd heard about the civil rights troubles that were happening in the 60s in Alabama. So he wrote it later. Actually, I think he wrote it like soon after King was assassinated. So he said, I heard about civil rights trouble, especially in Alabama, Mississippi, Little Rock in particular. I just thought it'd be really good if I could write something that if it ever reached any of the people going through those problems, it might give them a little bit of hope. So I wrote Blackbird. He said in England, a bird is a girl in 60s slang. It wasn't, I don't think it meant what I don't
just
think
like
it meant
chicks,
what it
like
means
chicks.
now.
Yeah, just like chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. So I was thinking of a black girl going through this. You know, now is your time to arise, set yourself free, and take those broken wings. Which reminds me of another song. But anyway, so then as Danielle was mentioning, the 4 women who are on it, so the next headline was they basically felt like they were having their Destiny's Child moment. They all knew each other, were aware of each other, but they had never all sang together. So Kennedy said, Tiara Kennedy said, she was like, it was so beautiful. Feels like we were having a little Destiny's Child moment. To get to share that moment with them on such an important song with Beyonce is so cool. And this is, of course, this is classic Beyonce, of course. They were like, we didn't know the song made the final cut. We didn't know shit. We found out shit when y'all found out shit, okay? They were like, when you heard it at midnight, Thursday night, that's when we heard it. I was like, yeah, that's Beyonce.
I didn't mean to post it.
Well, it's okay.
Tony, a mess.
It's okay. I saw Chavez talking about, oh, I was gone and now I'm back and now Crescent's in 4K. Yeah, okay.
Oh my
God. Yeah, no, the start of this episode was a whole situation. So then sorry, I wanted to say, Kennedy also said, she's like, I get choked up every time I think about it. She's like, I've been in Nashville almost 8 years. And there have been a lot of highs, and a lot of lows, and sometimes you do feel broken. So being on this Beyonce album, I feel like I'm soaring.
Aww.
So, and of course, as Danielle was already checking for all these women, but their streaming is way up.
Well, yeah, it's the stimulus package. Yeah, I think the sad part about this coming full circle is that it's when you talk about that low percent, pretty much zero black people charting on the country charts, it's not just because they iced us out. We had been indoctrinated to think that that was white people music. I know when I was a kid, when I heard it, don't let me start freestyling again. But yeah, I didn't know the full history of it, so I turned my nose up at it. And that's scary when you think you're iced out, and at the same time, the people, the ancestors of people who created it are taught that that ain't for you. It's kind of genius.
Question: did anybody else watch Hee Haw? Was that just me in Indiana with not a lot of programming options?
Oh no!
I watched Hee Haw.
We watched Hee Haw.
Well, because I saw another comment talking about that, like watching Hee Haw, like growing up, listening to your point though, Antoine, not clearly country was country, but like Shania Twain, like certain artists broke through, and so you did hear their music.
Listen, Islands in the Stream was a song. We was all singing it.
Yes.
Which they interpolated for Ghetto Superstar with Maya on the hook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they will pull something out of their ass every now and again. I still don't know how the fuck that song came together. Maya is interpolating Islands in the Stream on the hook, and the least popular member of the Fugees is featured, Praz. And then, Dirty Bastard is on it. Who the fuck put that together?
So wait,
I don't know. But the point is, we were all listening to country music. We were listening to rock and all of those things were just all played on radio, and it was played on the MTV, and we were listening to it because it was there.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a point where it did more shift into this male dominated, like this certain type of country that felt like it was not inviting us to listen.
It was
to
the imagery. It was the imagery part. It was the flags, the pickup trucks, the whiskey drinking, even the
Dukes of Hazzards.
Dukes of Hazzard, the Confederate flag, even the dress. When you see a white guy in that, the flannel and everything. For us, it starts evoking images of racism. And so, it was genius how they iced us out and made us think it wasn't ours.
I will say this, though, along the way of them icing us out is also you have the rise of hip hop. You have the rise of like us have, at least again, my relevancy is South Bend, Indiana, where we did not have a Black radio station until I was like a senior in high school. So I didn't have a choice but to listen to whatever was on Top 40 for a really long time. But as you start to have your, I don't want to say siloing off music, but I'm like, oh, now there's more hip hop accessible to me. There's more. I mean, R&B was always there. So it's just, you're like, oh, okay, so y'all doing that with country? That's cool. I'm going to just go ahead and get more into like what's now more of my own people doing more things. And so, I think it was all happening simultaneously. Oh, a couple of things about being up. What'd you say?
I said, whatever, Jason. He talking about we were all alone watching Hee Haw.
Jason was on the West Coast, I believe, at that point.
He said
hanging out.
He said you fucking Oreos are on your own with that one. That's what he basically said.
Yeah. So Jolene original is like up like a 11,000% uptick in streams. And Linda Martell's catalog overall saw increases like nearly 127,000%. So,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Would you call it, Antoine, the what effect or the benefits package? What'd you call it? You said something.
Oh, the stimulus package. Yeah, because Beyonce does it because the original person who was that term has been attributed to is Drake. When you got Drake on a feature, your fucking career would take off. And as of late, people have been saying the Drake stimulus package doesn't work anymore.
We'll talk about that on another night, but hold on to that thought. Oh, and I forgot to add, I love how Daughter follows Jolene because at the start of Daughter, she's talking about how she beat that bitch down. And then she goes into opera. I'm just like, I love this.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite moments.
I felt like Daughters was the after the part 2 of Daddy Lessons kind of way. Like he did come to town, and so she shot his ass down.
Both. I think it's both.
Yeah.
And she went into opera, y'all, and it works. And you're like, I get it. Okay,
Yes,
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
It reminded me of that.
The layering and the transitions. And go ahead.
It reminded me of that viral moment she had when she did that one concert in the Middle East and got paid a shit ton of money and somebody recorded it.
Oh, yeah.
It was at the top. It was before she went on the Renaissance tour. And she did this whole... I think it was Dubai. I didn't want to confuse it, but I'm pretty sure it was Dubai. And so when all three of us saw her in LA, remember she did that on the night I was there. She did another rendition of it. She didn't do it on the other nights. It was the night before her birthday. So when I heard that on Daughter, it reminded me of that moment because it's pretty intricate.
Yeah,
that was the Drunken Love. People call it the Dubai Drunken Love run.
Yes.
Yeah. What we hear on the album, she does that live in person. The intro, I'm not going to even.
Oh, I'm definitely not going to. So Bilal he posted the radio station that we grew up listening to, U93. I don't know why we shouting them out. They ain't giving us some damn money. But yeah, Danielle, no, I agree. I think it's a continuation of Daddy Lessons, and it's also a continuation of Jolene. It's like the bathroom attendant let I knew her. We cool, so she let me in while your ass was in there. And now who black and blue on the concrete or a tile, whatever it is. Love it.
Hey, Cressa, did you hear us talking about the Solange remix to Jolene?
Shot her? That she was just shot her?
The I Shot You remix. I don't know where she at. I think somebody saw her ass in the elevator last. It would be so hot. It would be so hot.
It really would.
Beyonce, SZA, Solange, and if she free, let her do the drums in the background. That shit would be hot.
So
don't forget about Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh,
that'd be dope. She'd be dope on there. Yeah.
You know, she's also one of my favorite singers.
I love her. I do love her. Glad she's back.
Real quick, she to me is a living. How do I put this? When you look at Adele's career and you look at Jasmine Sullivan's career, there's no reason that they should not be neck and neck.
Well, Jasmine stepped back for a while because of stuff. And that's the thing. But I think it's to your point. That's also similar analogies that we were making with different actresses' careers of, one being white, one being black, and they should be the same, but they're not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Also,
I tried to send the link to the Spotify playlist in the chat, but I don't know if it went up. If it didn't, I can try it again.
Try it because I'm not seeing it. Because it should show up on my screen if you send it, I believe.
I can't. I don't want to touch stuff. So.
Or if you put it in there again, Danielle, and it doesn't, text it to me and I'll get it in there eventually. I'll send it to my Gmail account and put it in there.
Dion said he actually ran from Hee Haw. That's hilarious. Sorry. Okay. The last thing I want to say, well, second to last, close to last, we'll see, is, and I didn't get a chance to look this up, but I saw something on Twitter that said the way Beyonce named that song Alligator Tears instead of Crocodile Tears because alligators are native to America and crocodiles are not. There are levels to this. I was like, I love.
Also, someone said they're native to Texas and Louisiana, whereas alligators are Florida or something like that, which makes a lot of sense too.
Okay.
That's what somebody said. I didn't check that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get a chance to research this, but I was like, I like it, so I'm gonna run with it. And then I don't know if I sent you guys this tweet where there was a white guy on there. Looks like he's hiding out from his family. He's like, look, I respect Beyonce.
You sent that to us.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Yes, I did. Because
I would have put it up here. It was in the text though. It wasn't in the. I need an email for that. Yeah.
It's all right. This was I was like, I just want y'all to get it because of the caption. So he's talking about basically how much he's like, I fucks with this album. This is dope. Oh my God. And the caption is, them Cowboy Carter tickets gonna cause the Civil War II. I'm gonna look at it in a different way. How about this? I hope this album helps Biden win the election. Okay, that's what I'm trying to put on it.
I mean, that'd be fantastic. If nothing else, it bringing people together because it's genre hopping. That shines a light on the differences, particularly when they're ridiculous, and that and we already know about the what's the term? It's escaping me out. The false equivalency of it all. When people are saying things that are really hypocritical, I ain't saying it don't come from the left because it does sometimes, but if you're weighting that, there's no comparison. I mean, just when you think if you read a headline and it says politician caught in an airport bathroom tapping on the floor soliciting gay sex, which party does that person belong to? You already know. So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, if this could bring people together, hopefully it does. And people, all this hateful shit, the bloodbath shit, hopefully it allows people to see how divisive it is. That's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully Cowboy Carter can show people how divisive the message from the right is for America in the future.
That part. A couple additional contributors, which y'all may have covered. I don't know. The Dream is on it. Pharrell, No ID, Raphael Sadiq, Swiss Beats. John Baptiste, which I think y'all may have been talking about when I was coming in. We mentioned Stevie Wonder, Nile Rodgers, I love. So yeah, this album's all types of dopeness. And before we lose Danielle, so I included 2 articles, captions, haters. So one is titled, first of all, let me say this. How you gonna hate outside the club and you can't even get in? And this is relevant to these 2 motherfuckers. So one is a Washington Post dude who said, Beyonce's Cowboy Carter isn't a country album, it's worse. Honestly, I kept trying to at least skim it. I couldn't. I literally could not do it. I couldn't.
I did. You know what? Here's what I will say.
Go ahead.
I mentioned this earlier. A Beyonce purist, somebody who's coming purely from who appreciates her as an R&B artist, I didn't think what the person said in the article was crazy. I didn't agree with it. I think that's a person who, when an artist tries to, because a lot of people kind of label some of Prince's later work as kind of corny when he was trying to combine different genres together. So I think that's what it is more than anything else. I think this person is more of a purist and they don't have as much of an open mind because like I said before, this is not a country album. I'd argue that this is more than anything else to me. Instead of labeling this Beyonce's country album, I would say this is her pop album. And by pop, I mean compared to her other albums, which have a much stronger R&B influence, this one with the harmonies and everything, it doesn't have that element to it for the most part. It's got a twinge of it, but it's a lot more experimental.
I feel like before self-titled, those was pop albums. Like when she officially took a full control and was like, I'm doing this and doing this way. I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
When I say pop to me isn't necessarily like her sound to me is always going to be R&B, but pop to me is more not bubblegum, but pop is more of a mixture of a lot of different things. Like Queen is pop. Britney Spears is pop. The Alabama Shakes are considered pop. That's what I mean by it. It is not beholden to R&B and hip hop in the way that most artists stay true to that genre. She did not allow that to limit herself, and that's why I see it more as a pop album than a country album. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Danielle, did you get a chance to read it? Because here's the thing, I wanted to read it. I just did not get my time, and I kept getting angry about it. So I was like, I don't have time for this anger. I'm gonna have to come back to this. So before you, because I do want to hear what you thought. Caleb asked, "Who is this hater?" It's a guy named Chris Richards who apparently writes for and yes, he's a white man. Go ahead, Danielle.
So he was one of those people who just listened to it surfacely, I feel like, and he tried to sprinkle in but she's such a talented person, and she has such great vocals, sprinkle that in, but then was really trying to say that this is one of her worst albums and it's all over the place, like people have been trying to say, and that it's like some things were forced, and it basically was reductive to redo Jolene and Blackbird, those are overdone. Which, by the way, Blackbird is special to me because some of you know I toured with Paul McCartney, and when he sang that song, it was just him and the guitar. And it was always beautiful to me because I was like, he's singing too about me. So I was like, I'm going to go on the stage one day. And I did not check it out. But it was special to me, so having her redo it is like...
Girl, to be in a room with Paul McCartney performing that song, you're in an elite class. I will never see that. I will never see that man who wrote that song performing it. The fact that he's, he ain't even American. He's a national treasure. I don't give a fuck. It's Paul McCartney, nigga. And, right. Look, Rihanna and Kanye, 4 5 seconds. Which
I do like that track a lot. I really
which was another genre-challenging song when you think about it. That's not a traditional. And that's one of the
things that I really loved about it, right? Like it was unique. You had all these greats on it, even though Kanye's insane right now, right? Like it worked. So I really, really love that track.
Yeah.
So going back to the review, so he was sprinkling in, but basically saying it's not good and Beyonce should try again. And so when I got to the last part of the article, and he goes, And I quote, "Any artist on God's green earth has the power to do what they want. That's what being an artist means. We measure them by what they choose to do. Beyonce has chosen to do Dolly Parton karaoke and elevate the public profile of Post Malone."
Oh, I didn't. Now I didn't read. I didn't. Oh, I must have skipped the last paragraph. That was harsh.
This is what I'm saying. I didn't get to that part. So the little bit that I did skim, it was honestly some of the things that Danielle already highlighted, right? Like he kept trying to say, I mean, she's dope, but she's great, but. And so certain things that I'm reading, you talking about, okay, just that alone, Dolly Parton karaoke, shut up. Chris, shut up. Stop talking. This ain't for you. And just acknowledge
it's shady
that.
though. The problem is, here's the problem with the way that he said it. Honestly, I'm gonna say this: the white guy that everybody thought was hiding from his family when he was explaining that he was not a Beyonce fan or a country fan, he said something similar. He wasn't trying to be shady. He specifically said, this Jolene song is not for me. And he said, that's fine. Because for a lot of people, Dolly's version of that is the quintessential version. Any other one to them, in a sense, is going to sound like a karaoke version. But this guy was shady in the way that he said it. He could have explained it the same way without basically shitting on the song.
But for the other dude who was hiding from his family, we don't know his name, but he was like, that's how we're going to call him. That's what we're going to call him. For him to say Jolene is not for me, as soon as he said that, I'm like, you're right. It ain't. It's cool. Keeping it pushing. But he kept it pushing, right? Like, he's also
that's what I mean.
From the Washington Post, right? Like, I'm just like, dude. Go ahead, Danielle.
Yeah.
So for me, like, you can have that opinion. It's fine. A lot of people are going to feel that way because they're precious about the original of certain songs. And that's okay. But it was a part of any artist on God's green earth has the power to do what they want. That's what being an artist is. So you missed the whole fucking point of the album.
Yeah.
You missed the point of
She's
the album.
experimenting.
She has not, like, even if it was like from her own confines or, you know, putting herself in a box of, you know, only being an R&B pop kind of girl, when it sounds like this is probably the album she's wanted to make her whole fucking entire career.
Yeah.
Like, we can't. She tried to do this. She tried to do this on Lemonade and make a country song, and then she got rejected. She tried to be an artist and do what she wanted and make a rock song and Don't Hurt Yourself, which goes fucking hard, and they rejected that too.
Yeah.
So no, being a black woman, being a black artist, you cannot just do whatever you want to and it's going to be accepted because that's what an artist do. That's the point of this album.
Yeah,
and that's
that
what
was
I'm
shady.
saying. And I'm not saying a white man can't review this album. I'm not saying that. But if you gonna step into those waters, I'm gonna need you to have a different, not even saying a different perspective on this, but an understanding holistically, like some of the stuff that Danielle just highlighted, right? Like, you don't just get to comment on this in a way that's, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. And that's
it's the language. It's
you don't know.
It's the language that's used, because I don't think the article is without merit, because like I said, some diehards feel similar, but it just feels like an attack on her just for the sake of almost, I know everybody is loving and hugging on this album. Let me say something outrageous so that my article stands out. That's what it feels more like at the end of the day. But
to that point, Azalea's next. But before that, Jason said he should have never put his name on the byline of that review, and that you did flash that one. Then Tony said, always remember, many critics critique because they can't do, which is why I said how you hating and you can't even get inside the club. But anyway, moving on. Oh, wait, no, Azealia. Oh, I'm sorry. Allegedly, though, she got a new track out. I had it on my list to try and listen to. Apparently, but you know, we'll come back to that. So
I'm still a fan. That's still my girl.
That's cool. She got a flow. So this headline: Azealia Banks criticizes Beyonce's Cowboy Carter, tells her to just fucking retire.
I don't have nothing to say.
Yeah, it was a lot.
You don't have nothing nice to say.
Again, I'm gonna say this. You hating and you can't even get inside the club. Go ahead, Antoine.
I did giggle a little bit when I read it, because the one thing she said, no, again, it's shade for the sake of shade. when we all know that artists, because I'll give you an example. LL Cool J had a good 15 years of telling you niggas what he was gonna do to your motherfucking girl while you was at work. I'm the type of guy to leave his drawers in your hamper. Judy got a big old butt. I know I told you I'll be true. I feel good about Candy. Love you better. And the whole time this nigga was married to his high school sweetheart, they had 4-5 kids. So what I'm saying is that, what I'm getting at here is that at one point, Azealia says, she basically says Beyonce needs to find some new content because this Jolene shit ain't slapping because nobody wants your man because he's not attractive. What I find interesting about that is artists routinely sing songs and put themselves in. That's why I use the example of LL Cool J. No one goes up to LL and says, your whole career is a lie. We know you were married. You know, you're playing a role. It's no different from when people saw Marlon Brando on the street. It's like, it's not really Corleone. He was playing a role. So Beyonce should be given the same grace, particularly when it's a song that's so iconic. And nigga, I will sing Jolene at karaoke. I mean, that's inappropriate, but I love the spirit of the song. It doesn't matter.
Azealia, go sit down. Go put some music together. Apparently you have something new out. I will check for it. I'm sure Antoine will because he likes you like that. I respect your talent. Leave us alone. Just please, just leave this alone. Because it's coming off corny. Okay? It's coming off crazy. Go ahead, Danielle.
And okay, we've come to expect that from Azealia, but when she went, I hadn't seen this part before when she said, and stop hiding your son, it's gonna come out something. I was like, you know what? You have hydroplaned across the line. Like,
yeah.
If I was Beyonce, bitch, on motherfucking site. You talk about my child.
Yeah, people
not
need
even
to stop
necessary.
talking
That was
about
so
people's
uncalled for.
kids. Yeah.
See, and again, I didn't even attempt to skim this one. I literally read the first line. I was like, I can't. I will not do this to myself tonight. I can't do it. So
well, it just, what I don't like about that is, because artists can critique one another. And like I said, I usually find it entertaining because usually most people are not in agreement with what she says. But yeah, these kids might read this stuff at one point. You don't want their kids thinking they were trying to be hidden. I think the word might be protecting her son because people are crazy.
That might be a better way to use it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because I guess the reason, I don't know if y'all could tell, I'm on the fence with these things because I can be shady as well, but there's a line, and it seems like Donald Trump, I don't know what it is, politics, whatever you want to call it. Like, the line just don't exist anymore. People just say everything.
Antoine, you being shady, there's no maliciousness in it. There's no unhingedness to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if nothing else, also, I'll give you the credit of having thought about it. You've given it some weight. There's some layers to it and there's some connectivity somewhere in there. Even if it's just gonna be for jokes, like it's just that's kind of clear.
Because I do think people should be able to. Because even you take Beyonce is not infallible. You might not like a Beyonce song. You should be able to say that and explain why and keep it moving without everybody trying to rip your head off. But yeah, this is too much.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
But
where also is it coming from? Go ahead, Danielle. Sorry, Danielle.
No, I was just gonna say again, Azealia, we know you're a rich girl, but don't you think Beyonce is a bigger and more powerful bitch? Come on, you might want to stop. Just say.
Here's the other thing too that I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna move on.
You crazy, Danielle.
We may have to be letting Danielle go.
For more reasons than one. Maybe a spell will be cast and she'll just magically disappear.
I'm a Creole bitch from Louisiana too. So what?
I was waiting. That's why I was like, I'm gonna just pause and let Danielle go ahead and address that.
A Creole Banshee, bitch. I forgot about the Banshee part.
Please don't play with my homie in the hat. Okay, please don't do that. Okay. So I was gonna add, like, okay, look, music today, and I hate that I sound like, get off my lawn, but whatever these kids is listening to, I'll check for a little bit of it. It ain't for me. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm only gonna critique. I'm not even really gonna try to. You know who I'm gonna say? Sexy Red. Okay, look, they eat her up. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not touching it. It's a little much. Sometimes a little catchy.
I watched one of her videos and they do little flourishes of animation on top of the video footage just as a special effect. And every couple seconds they had her with devil horns. I'm like, I don't. It's just
Hey. She exists. She making money. The kid's messing with it. Go ahead, Antoine.
We gonna have to do one of these.
You could keep me, but I have to go and get the girl to get out the goddamn tub.
Take your time.
I've been yelling at her and going on.
I've been in and out for the first half of the show, so whatever. Go ahead, Antoine.
Yeah, I really want to do a special episode about all this demonic shit that people are accusing artists of participating in. It's fascinating to me because when I went and saw Beyonce on the Renaissance tour, I was driving a passenger and she turned out to be a minister. And we were driving past the Forum and I said, I saw Prince at the Forum before they did the remodel on it. And she said, really? And then I said, yeah. And then she mentioned an artist she saw there, and it was a gospel artist that I was familiar with. And then I said, well, I'm going to see Beyonce at SoFi in a couple weeks. And she said, oh, why are you doing that? And I said, because it's Beyonce. She said, oh, it's not for me. It's way too demonic. And at that point, I'm just like, we need to have a special episode about all this stuff. I would love to do that at some point.
That's fine.
We might get in trouble, but you know what the fuck else we got to lose?
Okay. Moving on, because yes. Yeah, sorry, y'all.
You know what's all over the place? Like Beyonce's album. This show today.
Welcome to the moonlighting episode, people.
Jesus, Lord help me. Okay, Lizzo.
This ain't Texas.
It is, though, for me. Lizzo says she quits, citing online hate and disrespect. So literally one day after performing at the 2024 campaign fundraiser for Biden, she posted this. She said, look, I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life on the internet. All I want to do is make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it, which is a concerning line. I'm constantly up against lies and being told about me for clout and views. Being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look. My character being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. Queen Latifah, Eric Andre, like a bunch of celebrities left supportive messages. Also, this announcement came like 2 weeks after she teased new music. March 17th, she was like, I'm writing some of the best music and I'm so excited for you guys to hear it. I'm almost ready to be a normal human again, to be outside, to love and trust people, to try and make new friends. So I don't know what she saw the day after the performance for the fundraiser. I don't know what happened. I hope she's okay.
I will say one thing about it. Well, I'm going to say a couple. So when Lizzo hit the scene, what she looked like, what she acted like, what she sounded like, all of that was in the mix. Now, how she presented herself to her potential audience, she had some choices that she could have made. And what she did is, I remember at first I was like, I was like, she a big girl. She pretty though. I'm like, she gonna get some traction. I saw her pull that flute out and then I heard a couple songs and I said, she's I said, she's going to do all right. I love it, you know? But then what I started noticing was she specifically made a point of of displaying how big she was, making it the center of attention. I saw her going to a party and she literally had on a sheer dress where you could see her titties and everything. Then I saw another video because she's got a clothing line now. She was showing all her fat rolls and she was stuffing them into the clothing, saying, hey, y'all, I didn't think I could hide everything like this. Her self-deprecation has become part of who she is as an artist. And I think she's contributed to that. Unfortunately, I think what should have happened was, I'm going to tell you, she should have did a Pink. I don't even think Pink performed songs from that first album. So anymore. Remember, Pink did a rebrand after the first album. People thought she was basically T-Boz on the first album. And after that, she turned into the rocker and, you know. So I think Lizzo, I think it was okay for Lizzo to use, you know, the fact that she was a big girl to kind of get her foot in the door. But once she got her foot in the door and established herself, I feel like she should have shut it down. But she never did. And I think that contributed to it, you know, unfortunately. Because I like Lizzo.
There might be some validity to that, but after this lawsuit thing happened, that's I think what her commentary is in relation to that. Because
I get that.
Had that not happened, she would still be on the flow that she was on, right? And she may have started to pull a Pink. She may have, who knows what direction she would have started moving in. But this lawsuit has completely derailed her, and I was actually happy to see her out again, right? Like I was like, oh, you're out in public again, bet, because I did not want her to disappear. I wanted this to get handled. I did not want this to destroy and derail her career. I'm like, I don't want that. Like I do really, really like her. I like her music. I really think it's been this experience. And so, you know, and it's died down as far as being like a headline.
It really has. That's why it took me, while I was taken aback by it, because the thing she said, I'm like, everybody still loves you. You were on the award stage when a dude that was accused of what she was accused of would have never been allowed to present. And I'm like, and unfortunately for me, I think a lot of what she's being accused of is bullshit. I think people are taking advantage of her and trying to have a moment. She's just trying to be funny, accessible, and they're like, you push the envelope, and it's like, you knew what the fuck her personality was before you signed up for this. She makes sexual jokes. She's like a comedian. If you too sensitive for that, then go dance for somebody else. It's niggas trying to take advantage of her friendliness, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I think she has a warped perception of how she's perceived. Most people I know love Lizzo, and they ain't even thinking about them charges. So that's unfortunate that she's falling for that.
So I wanted to mention just the lawsuit itself. So her team tried to get it dismissed. They dismissed, I think, certain parts of it, but it's still moving forward. And it's caught in litigation limbo because look what's happening with Trump, right? This shit can take a minute. But two things. One, attorneys for Lizzo said, look, they were fired rightfully. Plaintiffs missed flights. They arrived late, hung over to rehearsals. They were drunk to performances, entered in consensual sexual relationships with male crew members on tour, exhibited a rapid decline in the quality of their dancing and professionalism, and ultimately conspired to make and disseminate an authorized recording of a creative meeting with Lizzo and the dance cast. So that's one. And then also another woman who was the she was a designer who said that it was the unsafe, sexually charged workplace culture. And the team was like, this woman never actually met or even spoke with Lizzo. So like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that shit is wild.
And I think Danielle and I think we talked about this at one time. I thought on one of our episodes, there might have been some validity here and there to what they were talking about and what they had complaints about, but this level seems excessive. Danielle,
it's like you go on tour with Madonna and she pull a titty out and you're like, oh my God, I'm so offended. It's like, bitch, you on tour with Madonna. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think what you're saying that her perception of how people perceive her is a little warped. And I think with a lot of people who have a lot of isms, like being a black woman, being a big girl, being whatever, you think that you can make certain jokes and people are going to get that you're being self-deprecating or you're not trying to down somebody because you have all these isms. So you're used to it being such a negative that you're making light of it. And so you think that it's going to go over well with other people, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
No, it's come back to it's almost like it bites her in the ass in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think without
like,
this
blurred the lines, like they're on your payroll, girl. They ain't your friends. Like,
I know, I agree, and that's what
like you got to keep a tight circle.
I 100% agree, right? Like you're the employer, right? So yes, a good HR conversation definitely needed to take place. You understand? And I'm just like, so okay, so this is a learning lesson. So, but I do think without this lawsuit happening, she would have kept it pushing. Like she wouldn't have had this time off. She would have kept going.
Yeah, she probably feels like she tries so hard to be inclusive because it's unfortunate. What I think is really unfortunate is she's a fantastic performer. She's bubbly. She's always bringing joy to people.
She's talented.
And I feel like the unfortunate part here is when you look at Madonna and the relationship she has with her background singers, or you look at Janet Jackson, she's friends with her background dancers. So I think depending on the situation, you can have your cake and eat it too. I just think maybe, I don't know if it's because of the times we're in, where like we're in the reality TV show culture where everything is me. But I think you can have a close relationship with employees when you're on tour. You're like a family to a certain extent. And I feel like, I don't know, you don't always have to, I guess Danielle has more experience with this sort of thing than I would ever have, but I'm basing this on what I see. When I've seen Michael Jackson and Janet and Madonna, they seem to be friends with their background singers and background dancers. Seems like it's a party every night, but I don't know that.
They're not. They're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might see them hanging out sometimes together,
Okay.
and everybody looks all chummy. Like you could probably find. Well, you. I was gonna say you could find a picture with me with McCartney. Not really, but he was like chummy with a lot of people, or we were chummy with the band or whatever. But somebody like Madonna and Janet, like they do spend a lot of time with the dancers, so there is like a certain relationship, but they keep a real tight circle. Like they know who their friends are and aren't. And those people that you think are their friends, they've been around for a gazillion years.
So it's almost like Lizzo was giving them that privilege of being in the inner circle before the foundation was built. She trusted them way too soon. It sounds like she could have been in a position to joke around with them and do crazy shit in Amsterdam maybe in 5 years if they were still working with her. But this seems all fairly new, so she probably jumped the gun. I get what you're saying now. I get it.
Yeah, just again from an HR perspective, I get it. It's artistry, and we dancing and singing and having a good time, but this is still employer-employee relationship.
Yeah.
And until you trust these motherfuckers, arm's length.
True.
So
true. I hope she comes back.
And I think another issue with Lizzo is like her going to whatever party it was, and she was like basically naked or whatever. She had that sheer purple thing on. If Rihanna wore it, people would be like, girl, Rihanna gagged the girls, But because she's a big girl, people were like, how dare she wear those things? Even her dancing at the Lakers game with her ass out, whatever. People were like, how dare she? But I think she's also sort of in that generation where there's like, well, I guess Sexy Red came after her, but like that generation of them, they just don't wear clothes. Number one. Number two, and they just out and wild with their stuff. And, somebody like a Sexy Red, okay, people will accept that from her because she's Sexy Red. But at the same time, Lizzo, you have a way bigger platform and more eyes are on you. And so people look at you a lot differently.
And so Lizzo's a pop artist. Lizzo's a pop artist. Like she don't read like a Sexy Red. She's more wholesome. Like I see moms buying their daughters Lizzo albums. These other girls, I don't see everybody's mama buying, You get what I'm saying? It reads differently.
I was just saying that as like that sort of generation of girls.
Well, I was about to say that's what I was
out
going to add
there
on to.
with showing their ass.
Yeah, we went to a party. Me, Neff. I don't think you were there, Danielle. It was like 4 or 5 of us, and look, it was the younger and a mixed crowd, professional, artists, creatives, whatever. And I was like, yo, they wear whatever. They don't care about their body type. It don't matter. It does not matter. They barely wear clothes, as Danielle was noting. And it does body type. I was like, I would have never worn. And I'm like, even when I really kind of could have, right? Like, 20s with that 20-year-old sound like, it's like, but they don't care. And I'm honestly, I'm here for it. That body positivity. They're like, whatever. I like this on me. So it is what it is. I love the chat. These cats are hilarious. Tony said, though, people not being able to discern that a place ain't for them and trying to remain and remake it to fit them is a problem to me. Leave. Jason said, like, your mama ain't your friend. Your megastar pop singer boss ain't your little friend. Also, they were having a whole conversation in chat about like the word Oreo.
I posted all of it.
No, I saw you posting them, but we didn't comment, which is fine. I was just like, I love that they just having their own thing in the chat. I'm not mad at that. Love it. Okay, we're moving on.
We got to start training them to do that anyway.
That's why I was like, good for y'all.
Yeah, because I'm getting lost in the copy. I looked at the last episode. I was like, yeah, it looks like I'm the comment moderator. That's what I look like because I'm all doing this.
Sorry, Danielle, were you waving to us goodbye?
I was saying I got 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's cool. We're moving on because we're going to switch to talking about Trump really fast, and I honestly need to be wrapping this up too. So gag order, right? Okay, so the criminal trial is about to start in New York, and Alvin Bragg was like, "We need a gag order." Okay, so and the first gag order was prohibiting him from making comments about potential witnesses in the case, right? Like jurors, lawyers, court staff, and their families. That is key. Well, of course, Trump being Trump decided to say some shit about the judge's daughter. And so Nicole Wallace had a moment, and her show is one of the ones I definitely watch, Deadline White House, pretty regularly. Remember, for you guys, she's former Bush, she worked in the Bush administration. So Republican, okay, but who has now had a show on MSNBC for a minute. She recognizes how dangerous Trump is, so we good. So she was like, look, we're not having this conversation again. She threw her script up in the air. She was fucking pissed off. She's like, why do we keep landing here where he gets to attack judges, not only just attacking judges, but their kids, right? And she was like, judges don't have Secret Service protecting them. What are we going to do differently? Because Donald Trump sure as hell isn't changing. Facts. And then this conservative former federal judge, he's on there a lot. And he speaks he's very serious. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this man smile, right? He has a very deep voice, very authoritative voice. And he's like, and you can tell he's scared, but he's not giving fear, but he's like, this dude is a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. And so he always says it in this very like calm tone, but he's like, it's his words. He's like, look, Trump's goal is to delegitimize the courts, right? So if a negative ruling comes his way, his fans would dismiss it. And that's what he's
exactly doing. I mean, that's been his shtick since he entered politics, all the way back to birtherism. Delegitimize a person. You're not a real American. This isn't for you. This doesn't belong to you. That is at the crux of everything that he does.
Yeah. Danielle, did you want to add before you roll?
No, you guys, the orange guy is going to save America, okay? He's our only hope. He's the only one who can bring the country together. You guys, you gotta get with the program, okay?
Crazy. Yeah,
you're right.
I won't say his name, but the fuck is wrong with people?
Insane. It's fucking insane. Insane. They're insane.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Danielle.
You're welcome.
We'll see you later.
It's always a pleasure.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold up.
Jesus. I can't even watch the first half of this. I cannot. I refuse. I can't do it.
All right. Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
My
honey.
Wi-Fi is going down, 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 down.
We gonna switch to the 2. Oh, let me put you up here. Sorry.
Okay, it's all right.
There
It's
you
been one
go.
of those nights. It's been one of those nights. Okay. So yeah, and we gonna just zip through the rest of this. So Trump talked shit about the judge's daughter. Uh, Alvin Bragg's team was like, "Look, you need to clarify this gag order to mean that he can't talk about my family and he can't talk about your family, right? Like, just make that 1,000% clear." And so, of course, before that even got a chance to get implemented, Trump doubled down and posted a picture of the judge's daughter, right? Like, so he identified her by name. He accused her of being a rabid Trump hater who has admitted to having conversations with her father. And the thing is, he was complaining about a post that actually she did not post. It was a post talking shit about him, but she didn't post it. Somebody got into like a deactivated account that she had, and they shared it from there. Because as I'm sure, like a lot of these cats are aware, it's just like it's not even worth it to comment on him, right? Like just forget it. So then the next post that he did included a picture of her. And so today the gag order was amended to include family members of the court and family members of the Manhattan District Attorney, who is Alvin Bragg. So just,
I mean,
he's
at
trash.
this point, like I mean, I ain't saying it's somebody go lay hands on him. You can't just keep moving like this. This is dangerous. It's life threatening.
Well,
because his supporters are so fucking rabid and they're unpredictable.
Yes. And there is a judge's child who was killed answering the door this was like 2 years ago. And I meant to get that clear information because they were coming for her. They were aiming for her, but she didn't answer the door. Her son answered. Bilal, my head is feeling better. Thank you. The braids have loosened. So Trump, then the other thing he did this weekend is he shared an image depicting Biden tied up in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah, and I saw it.
Remember Kathy Griffin did that shit? They had the FBI, her account got shut down. Like, she wasn't even running for like office, right? Like, that shit got handled. So I treat him like you're supposed to treat him. I don't care if he running for president. I don't care if he was a former president. He doesn't get to do these things. Look, he needs to have been paid a visit by Secret Service. FBI, knock on that motherfucker's door. Y'all know where he at. Some of y'all still working for him.
And again, like I said, we need a compilation every week that details how, at this point, don't even make it partisan. Just like you treat any common criminal that's out here creating pandemonium and confusion. What do they call it? An agent of chaos. Just tabulate it every week and just say it don't matter where you fall on the spectrum politically. People are going to be hurt because of the actions of this person. And if you're rational, you'll understand the breadth of this. And that needs to be shared constantly. No regard for, just human life at this point. Like that's so inconsiderate. It's just evil.
The deplorable doesn't actually, to your point, doesn't even capture it anymore.
It doesn't.
Like, he should be in handcuffs. He should be muzzled. Period.
Yep.
Like he belongs in jail.
Yep.
Done. Funny enough, was watching, I think it's a series called Very Scary People. And one episode was about Jonestown. Jim Jones. Right. Just happened to be on today. And just watching that engagement and the cult, obviously, that it was, struck me. Right? Like his power over those people and how that played out.
That Jim Jones thing, because I'm an NPR junkie. I listened to a whole thing about that, and it was riveting. And
it is, because there was
just people literally drinking Kool-Aid, like literally drinking.
And here's the funny part: it wasn't even real Kool-Aid; it was Flavor Aid.
It sure was. It sure was. Because then only a couple people survived, right? Because it was the shooting happened there, and
so you had, only because I saw this today, you had a group that had left the compound to go play a basketball game with like this other kind of Guyanese team. And then, so they survived. And this is what I forgot, that you had the congressperson who came to visit with,
right.
So, and he was like, I'm going to be safe because I'm a congressperson. And so the press is like, we going to be safe because we with the congressman, right?
Nope.
And so they were leaving. Oh, one of the guys one of the cult people wanted to leave. He was like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he slipped a note to the press dude, and the press dude dropped the note. And then this little boy was like, "Oh, you passing notes, you passing notes." And so
Oh.
that's how, like, and then wait, Antoine, it gets better. So first of all, so now it's understood that there's a note, and it's not clear yet what it says. The next day, the press dude, the reporter confront Jim Jones to his face about the note and reads what the note says. And it's like names listed in it. It's like, you know, Kathy and Sue and Bob are trying to get up out of here. Can you take us with you? Right? So then as they're getting on the plane, that's when the shooting starts. So the congressman was hit twice. His aide was hit, but she survived. So
yeah, she like played dead, right? That's how the aide
behind like a tire or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
But they laid there like overnight before like people could come and help. So it was wild. I forgot about that part. So they literally were getting on the plane to leave and got shot at. So
it falls in line with, you know, that's like the extreme version, but I feel like we're inches away from that.
Well, because they were also making comparisons to him and Hitler, right? Like him, like in his rhetoric and the yelling and like the speeches he was giving, they then cut to Hitler. And I'm just like, exactly right now. And even more so because Trump is using Hitler's words.
Yeah. There's a really good episode and I promise moving forward, when I talk to y'all about a podcast after this episode, I'm going to drop the link in the chat because I watched a really good one. This American Life is just so good. But they were talking about, I think it was This American Life. But they were talking about.
I was watching Very Scary People. I know what I was doing.
But they were talking about how we have a record, just as humans, we have a record of underestimating these people. And obviously this is before our time, but they were like, yeah, people thought Mussolini was a buffoon at one point. And then they started talking about, they went into David Duke. They started playing excerpts of David Duke's speeches. They sound just like Trump speeches.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And David Duke, when David Duke ran, I mean, he's a Klansman, a neo-Nazi. He won 55% of the white vote in, I think it was Mississippi.
Okay.
And I mean, I remember David Duke. So that's not that far in the past.
It's not. Yeah. Similarly, though, to that point about they start out buffoonish and then they keep going, though, Hitler's first attempt at this did not succeed.
No.
But he didn't get like tossed in jail. He didn't get, he just was allowed to kind of continue to be where he was at. And they're like, oh, whatever. And he slowly started building his base and gaining power.
Yep.
So
terrifying. And I was just talking to a pastor the other day and we both agreed. We talked about just the fear, and it's like, it's scary either way. If we win, his supporters are not going to accept that. And if he wins, he wins. It's just, I don't know what to expect.
Here's the thing about us winning, which is what needs to happen. And I don't care if his supporters don't accept that because we still got the military on our side. So y'all can wild out if you want to. And I would just say the night of the election, hey, stay your ass in the house, okay? Because you're right. There's no telling what's about to pop off in them streets. Ooh. But this is one of those times. Let the police handle that, okay? Let the military handle it. Y'all know y'all got the military grade weapons because y'all used them in Compton a long time ago. So just dust them off.
And I guess luckily, as long as we stay up out of Orange County, we probably okay over in these parts, but. Some of the other places that are, more purplish, it might be some clashing going on there, and that scares me.
So Tony is dropping in some more details about the Jim Jones stuff. It's worth watching. I mean, there's documentaries, there's books, there's Very Scary People episode, but he was like 3 groups got out. The survivors who went with the congressman, a small group broke for the jungle. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then the group in Georgetown. And then several of his adopted sons. And that's one of the guys who was interviewed. It was one of the sons. And one of the chaperones was going to execute the last orders to commit mayhem there. She killed some of the kids with them and herself. It was a mess. Scary, very scary. So,
terrible.
Antoine and I are just warning y'all, just be ready for November. And really, military, y'all be ready. Because we need to win. So just stay focused on that. All right. And then Antoine, I want to show that how to medical video, but let's do it on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I had it set up. I have it on Wednesday.
I need to wrap this up. So what we did talk about last Friday was Hollywood royalty. Lou Gossett Jr. passed away. He was 87. He won an Academy Award for his performance in An Officer and Gentleman in 1983. And then he also won an Emmy for Roots. So he got his start. This part I did not know. He got his start.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to pop him up on the screen real quick. I'm gonna jump back. I'd be forgetting you can't do it.
We're trying to make an adjustment. Although I will say this, it's good to know that the phone is an option. I just need to be ready for, a change.
We're gonna have to let everybody know that just as a just in case. Yeah, because you are crystal clear on this phone.
Yeah, like that rest of that laptop shit was not happening. Moving on. So what I did not know is he got to start in a high school. I think it was a high school play. Yeah, he wanted to play basketball, and then I think a drama teacher or somebody was like, "You need to go out for this play." Got the role, killed it, and then I think he did some stuff on Broadway. So basically, he's coming out to LA as like a teenager, but with the success in New York. He said he got to LA. He got pulled over maybe 3 or 4 times before he got to the hotel he was going to, like Beverly Hills Hotel, like a nice hotel. Gets to the hotel, they handcuff him to a tree. He's like, and they were like, "Who are you in this car?" So, like little black ass, because I think it was the 60s, and they're like, "What?" And he's like,
terrible.
I'm a legit dope, really good actor who just came from New York, like abroad, like what is happening? That was his introduction to Los Angeles.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I love, so when we had a Betamax at one point, when I was a kid, we had a Betamax and then we moved into VHS. But the Betamax had limited releases because, the reason VHS won is because porn chose VHS. That's why, because Betamax actually was better quality than VHS. But the porn industry decided they chose VHS, and that was, that's where all the video rental money was coming from. But because we had a Betamax before we switched over to VHS, we had limited options. So we had a video of Cassius Clay, Superman, I forget what else, but one of them we had was An Officer and a Gentleman. I'm not a person that remembers lines, so I watch a movie and most of the time I never watch it again. That fucking movie, mayonnaise, he was captivating. And Richard Gere, I should have known I was gay back then. Richard Gere is fine as hell in that movie. But it's the scene where David Pierce, the guy, I used to always get him mixed up with Kurt Russell, but the other guy, his friend, who kills himself in the movie, spoiler. But he decides he can't.
1982. Antoine, that's from 1982. If they don't know it, so well.
I know, but he doesn't make it. David Keith. Yeah. That's him. That's David Keith. He's got the chin dimple.
Sid Worley. What's his name his character's name was Sid?
That sounds right. So he drops out of the program. His girlfriend goes, her girlfriend, I'm gonna marry a pilot. I don't want to marry no Ogie from Muskogee. And he kills himself. And then he I forget who says it, because Richard Gere is the main character, is Mayo. His last name is Mayo. And somebody says to him, "I'm just not like you, Mayo. I can't shit all over people and sleep like a baby at night." I remember this shit from when I wasn't even 10 years old. I knew every line from this goddamn movie. It's such a good movie.
And about that, he said that, everybody, basically the rest of the cast all stayed together on like wherever they were all set up to stay. And he went and stayed with with the military. I forgot which base or something, but he went and I think for like a month. Like he stayed. That's where he stayed. So he didn't stay with the cast. So that's part of the reason why he was so tapped into his character.
He really seemed like it really felt like he was method acting, because him and Richard Gere seemed like they hated each other on that set. And when and it's a scene when they fight, They beat each other's ass. It's a scene, and it's so good. I'm rewatching that this weekend.
Yeah, I'm the same. I want to rewatch that. Jason said Richard Gere and American Gigolo changed my life, and I didn't even remember. I'm not even a member of the eligibility community. Oh my God.
Yeah, I just watched a clip because I knew, we were going to talk about him briefly. I watched the trailer for An Officer and a Gentleman, and I'm like, everybody is pretty in there, but yeah, Richard Gere is stunningly handsome in this movie. Deborah Winger is cute. It's a simple movie in a way, but it's just a well executed movie, especially when Lou Gossett Jr. tells Mayo, he's like, "Why are you even here? You're out." And then Richard Gere has a fucking breakdown. I don't have anything else to have.
That's fine.
Oh my God, it's such a good movie.
Okay, I got a pack. Lisa, I want to highlight Lisa's comment. Swink It Blue concert, SZA, Beyonce, Solange, Adele, Janelle. Okay, all right. You're listing like all the nights on the 1 2. I was like, is this a real concert? I was like, what is happening? Hi,
wouldn't that be hot if that was real?
I was like, what is this? What is this dreamland? What is this place? Look, thank you, Melissa, for rolling with us for the craziness at the top of the show. Yeah, so now I know phone. I can do my phone, and we'll just.
I literally have to hold it down in a stationary location for this shit to work, because this one over here, she might be broadcasting from Dubai next week. Who fucking knows?
I mean, somebody try to put some money on these loans.
But you know what? I'm sure Dubai, all the internet is good over there. I'm sure it is.
Facts.
Dubai probably be like, "Oh, so you got a show, girl? We'll loan you an M3 laptop. We'll just loan it to you because we got it."
Actually, Antoine, they'll be like, "I'm sorry, you want us to put a mill on it?" Yes, please, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
All right, yes, thanks guys. So Wednesday I'll be back stationary in a home with regular Wi-Fi that works, and yeah.
Well, wait, which home?
Oh, Indiana home.
Yeah, sorry. Look, confusing the viewers.
But everything works when I'm there. So
no, I'm just saying they don't know which one is home. When you say home, they don't know what the hell you mean.
Also, I like to keep people guessing. I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know. Somebody's house. How about that? I'll move around, moving target.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, need to wrap this up. Love you guys. Thank you.
Toodles to you niggas. Yeah, this really was it's been a rough week. Anyway, see y'all on Wednesday.